Now that the lights are on, hopefully you can see a little better. So I've got an older iPhone and a newer Android, and we're going to see which one performs better in a number of tests. So at the end of the video, I'm going to reveal what phones these two are if you haven't already guessed. So try to guess. So in the first test, we're going to see app opening speed, since that is something very essential to a lot of people. So both phones performed pretty well for their release dates. It is expected of the Samsung to perform well just because it's a fairly current phone, versus the iPhone, which is pretty old, but it still performed very well, and it was almost indistinguishable between the two phones' performances. So I installed Geekbench 5 on both of the phones, and we'll just get a base benchmark for what performance is. So as you can see right now, numbers don't lie. The Samsung clearly beat out the iPhone, but who cares about benchmarks? I mean, we need to actually test real-world scenarios in some heavy apps that actually use a lot of performance. So that's what the next step is going to be about. So when I was talking about real-world scenarios, I meant stuff that people actually could use that performance for. So I came to video editing and video rendering to see what the difference in performance was between an older iPhone and a newer Samsung. So in this section, Apple is pretty dominant due to a lot better optimization for their chips. On the Android device, I installed Adobe Rush, which is one of the more prominent video editors on Android, and on the iPhone, I did the same. But the iPhone kept on crashing when I tried to export stuff with Adobe Rush, so I stuck to iMovie. Don't worry, we'll be exporting the same video, so it shouldn't be much of an issue. Do bear in mind, though, that the iPhone probably does have better optimization on iMovie than it does have on Adobe Rush. But for Samsung, there is no Samsung video editor, so we have to go for something like Adobe Rush. So the iPhone won in this test by miles, but it also exported a smaller video, so do bear that in mind. The Samsung lost, and even if the Samsung had exported the same file size, I do think the iPhone would have still beat it just because of how much faster it did render that video. And when we look at the two file sizes, as you can see right here of the videos, there's not a big enough difference for that extra percentage that the iPhone beat the Samsung phone by to make it up. So now comes the time where you get to see if the phones you guessed are right. The iPhone was the iPhone 6s Plus, and the Samsung phone was the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time.